Really happy with team building actually. I think the league's very different this year in the fact that it's a lot lower points limit of 36, which when you put into context, we ended up running around 50 points at the end of last year. Obviously we had to make changes with the likes of the new regulations losing Lewis Rose. But saying that, we've retained a good mix. I think James Cockle will lead the side, and he'll be a good number one. He was probably our best rider at the end of the year, top scored against Cradley home and away. Quite excited with Tom Stokes as well. I think it's a big year for him. He's put an awful lot of work into it over the winter, and I can see him being a big star in the league in 2015. Scott Campos, who is some people say back again, but he put a point on his average last year, and I'm very confident that in the new league that he'll be a very solid rider to have. The rest of the team, Shane Hazelden, who's no stranger here, he rode in 2013 in a very successful team, but that was curtailed by injury, and he's back again. You look at the riders he rode with last time compared to the league this time, he could be a real big hitter. He's been a former number one in the past, and there's no reason why he can't challenge for that position again. And Josh Bailey makes up the top five, who, young lad, 17 years old, he's come through the Midland Development League with us, and I think he's got a very big future. He's great style on a bike. He knows what he needs to do to make the transition from potential to actually going to produce the goods, which is a little bit more aggression, which he'll be working on. And finally, the two reserves who were part of our Midland Development League team. It shows that development works, and it's coming through the club, as it's seen with the likes of Kerr, Rose and Lambert, and hopefully Stokes as well, which is Lane Cuppett and Ryan Kingsley. Very young, 16 and 17. Again, just starting out in the career, but they're going to be riding against people the same kind of ability from the MDL at that kind of position in most cases. They did very well in that. They won the Knockout Cup last year in the MDL, so very confident. The new team's coming in the league. I think it's going to make a big difference, to be honest. We've got two real big names coming in Birmingham and Eastbourne, both Elite League last year. For varying reasons, they've come down to National League. I hope they've come down for the right reasons. The National League is there with many hats. It's got to produce the future. It's also got to allow teams that maybe can't compete at a higher league to run. We don't want to lose teams. But equally, my only slight concern is that the budgets that some of these teams may have against the existing National League teams. That's the negative. The upside is that, people, at the Norfolk Arena are going to see Eastbourne, they're going to see Birmingham. We've kept Cradley as well, which is a big team as well. And that was a doubt over the winter. As well as the local derbies with, Rye House are back in the league as well. It's not too far. And of course, Mildenhall, who we've been drawn against in the Cup. And we're actually going to open up against Mildenhall. First leg at West Row on the 12th of April, and the return on the 15th here. So it's Knockout Cup, very fiery, all done over 2 or 3 days, and I think both teams will be confident, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of banter between now and then. But our riders know their place well. Equally, their guys know our place, so it should be good. And the last time we met over two-legged competition, we knocked them out of the playoffs, so we'll be looking to do the same again. A lot of hard work has been done with sponsors. I think it's an integral part of Speedway now, and the team here has worked very, very hard to incorporate a sponsorship package, not just for the main sponsors, but other smaller sponsors as well. And I think it's great that we've got a company like Stebbings, who are a local company, which is important as well to us and to them. I think it'll work very well. They're not new to Speedway in the fact that they've produced the truck for the senior team and also sponsored local riders in the past, but they've made the transition to a main team sponsor, which helps us as a club. It's no secret that it costs us money to run here, and every little bit helps. And we'll continue to work hard, as a club, to make sure we kind of attract and look after sponsors that we have, which is important. There's too many people that I think get a sponsor and don't look after them. But hopefully it'll be a very successful partnership, both on and off track, and really looking forward to it. Yeah, just running over the MDL really. It's something that often is probably doesn't get much publicity. Again, very, very important part of the club and the building blocks for the future. You know, you look at what the MDL's produced in the likes of Lewis Rose and Tom Stokes, Josh Bailey, and again with Lane Cuppett and Ryan Kinsley for the National League. It's going to be a whole lot of new riders. You know, Jake Rose, who people will know the name but won't know him, is of course Lewis Rose's younger brother. All I'd say is he looks good, very raw, but that's what it's all about, this level. There isn't a comparison between him and Lewis, they're completely different people. But yeah, he'll come in, and Jack Thomas, who a lot of people will know at Kings Lynn, he'll come in as well. Been riding for about 12 months on Speedway, and again, probably ready for the next step and needs that next step to actually progress. We're also bringing in 2 new assets in Adam Portwood, who will be our captain of the MDL, who's also going to be our number 8 in the National League. Been around a little bit, but he's matured and his attitude's right, and it's the right time for him and us to try and work on a partnership that will progress him, and we'll see where it takes us. And finally, Bradley Seal, who has had some mickey taken out of his name, but he's certainly a kid on a mission. Very, very spectacular. I can liken him to Jason Garrity. That's how he rides, and whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, we'll see. But they'll be coming to the club, and you know, they're hopefully the next in the production line with the other 2 that will ride National League and hopefully one day for the senior team.